Bitten by a radioactive people. Hip hop has always been a big part of my life. Cartoons, nerd culture, video games, comic books, movies. Spittin' Game. Spittin' Game. Spittin' Game.
Spittin Game is filmed in front of a live studio audience on location at Murphy, Tennessee.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with Alexander Starr. If you don't know him, you're going to get to know him through this. There's a lot of history here, okay?
Long time.
We're going to get into that. And this is officially the first episode of Spittin Game. Rich, right there, the graphic right there, right above me, okay? And then right here, name, Alexander Starr. Right here, no continues. And, alright, so now we're starting, okay? So, me and this guy, so like I told you, right? This is my show. No one pays me to put artists on here. No one sends me artists that they recommend. Any artist I have on here is handpicked, hand-chosen, and it's because they're dope. I believe in my heart they're dope. I've known them. I've seen them get busy and put in work. This guy right here, if I were to talk about his evolution from when I first met him, do you remember how we first met? You probably don't remember how we first met, do you?
It had been when I was in high school. We were in like that.
It was high school.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Bring it back.
For you guys watching, you guys watch Pokemon, right? So the whole point of Pokemon is that you have one person and he just like sends out his Pokemon to attack somebody else. Basically, you know what? Let's pull a secret character into this story. I get driven to meet this guy by my boy LaRon. You remember LaRon? LaRon Gibbs.
LG, what up, man?
LaRon drives me over to meet this guy by the pool. I'm thinking I'm just gonna go over there. He's like, yeah, yo, my boy A-Star raps. He's dope. Links us up, and then he's like, all right, now battle him. He just set me up, no idea, and I just go to link up with homeboy, and then he's like, get him. And I'm like, how do you do that? Like, yo, no handshake first, no nothing. And, and I heard him spit that day, and I remember, like, there's some people you hear them spit, and it just sticks out to you, and you're like, yo, this guy's, like, he's serious. Like, he really does what he talks about. Like, he can really rap. He didn't just pick it up the other week. And I remember that, and you always stuck out to me, and it's crazy, now that we're speaking about Pokemon still, to see your evolution. Like, you went from A-Star to Alexander Starr now, his ultimate form. I've seen him from how he used to rap when he was running with the free agents, and used to have cornrows. We both had hair at that time. I don't know why I had a Pauly D gel blowout, but I did. And I've seen this guy evolve over time, and I would say you were polished then as an artist. Like, even back then, this guy had routines and he had harmonies in his music, and he was singing between the verses and stuff. And and then I saw you evolve over that. So, but enough about me talking about you. All right. This is where this is where we're gonna get to, like, the gaming part of things and what we're really here for.
All right.
So, being that the name of the show is called Spittin Game, once again, Rich, I need you to put the graphics right there, right where I put them. So, Spittin Game. I've always said there was a huge correlation between hip hop and video games, comic book culture, anime, all that stuff. I would say more so video games. Video games and hip hop came up around the same time. Being that video games really started getting their kick in the late 70s with the Atari and other systems like that. And that's when hip-hop was in its infancy, and it was starting to grow itself. Yeah. So I always felt like whenever we interview hip-hop artists or there's a hip-hop related anything, all people tend to do is talk about the music side of things or the materialistic things. We never talk about the things that influenced us and how much video games played a role in a lot of our lives. You know, a lot of times we try to pretend like we're too cool or like we're too hard to play video games. Like, nah, homie, I never played Mickey's Castle of Illusion on the Sega. Like, nah, like video games and hip hop have a huge correlation, and a lot of us have that in us, and a lot of us have a favorite game that we grew up with or have memories with. So speaking of that, what would you say was one of your favorite games? Even though I already feel like I know the answer to this one, but I want you to tell me.
It's hard to say a favorite, right? But I can always, I'll just go through like my video game evolution, man. Like I remember the first system my parents ever bought us was a Sega Genesis.
Okay.
And it came with Sonic 2.
Yep.
And it came with Streets of Rage 2. Just them 2 games.
Great
They
games.
didn't buy us no extra games.
Yeah.
They just get the games that came with the thing. That's what we had.
Yeah.
And Streets of Rage 2. Like, first of all, both soundtracks like really jump out to me. If you Google like YouTube like the Streets of Rage 2 soundtrack, fire.
Yeah.
Like I could make songs today to some of them instrumentals, especially the intro. But I think that kind of kept me in there, and just the experience of like whooping my sister, and no, she was actually pretty good too.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, Sonic and the Streets of Rage, and then it kind of evolved, and we got all kind of like crazy stuff. Like we got the Street Fighters, and I got ironically, Super Baseball 2020 was with the robots playing baseball.
Yes.
That was one of my favorite games.
Wow.
I really don't know where to go from there, man. I'm sure you got every last one of these games I just spoke about.
Yeah, the games you just mentioned, I definitely do have those
them.
games. I definitely do have those games. Now, do you feel like because Sonic 2 was your first, is that your favorite Sonic game?
Probably.
I know Streets of Rage 2, like we already talked about that before this interview. And I remember you telling me how much you love Streets of Rage 2, which is funny because a lot of people's favorite Streets of Rage was Streets of Rage 2, and one of the things they mention all the time is the soundtrack. Because it was a dope soundtrack.
Nuts, bro. It's nuts.
See, and once again, this is an idea that I've had, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, and he just brought it up. Me growing up hip-hop and also being so involved in video games, I would hear beats on video games that I wanted to rap over. And no one at the time had the know-how or the technology. I mean, it could have been done, but it wasn't as easy back then as it would be now, where you could just like rip it.
Right. Nah,
back then, like.
And if you even think about like the programmers who made the beats for these video games, like they didn't have the software that we had now. Like they had to really like program that shit like geniuses.
Yeah.
And it was geniusly done, man. Like I can't pronounce the name of the Japanese gentleman who made the Streets of Rage 2 soundtrack, but like he did many more games. Yes. And you probably know his name, huh?
I know his name, but I can't remember it right now. But Rich, that's why you're gonna put it on the camera.
Yeah.
You're gonna put it
right there. His name.
I think his name is like Yuzihiro. It's his last name is with a K. I can almost remember that. It's either with a K or an M. It's one of those. I can tell you that.
You're amazing.
Yes.
If you're watching this, you're amazing.
Oh, he's done many other soundtracks too.
Yeah.
He's known for that. So.
Yeah.
Being that my boy said his first system ever was a Sega, and he has fond memories of it, we're busting out this Sega for the first time, which I've never used. It's actually still sealed on the inside. I only opened it to make sure that there was actually a Sega in here, so I didn't get duped when I bought it. But that's how we doing it out here, fam, for the first episode.
This is a new Virgin Sega Genesis box. Like, never been played before Sega. This is crazy. And what I'm looking at is, on the front, the advertisement, brilliant 16-bit color graphics.
Brilliant 16-bit.
Look where we was at. Incredible 16-bit power from a 68,000 microprocessor.
Yep.
I don't even know what that means.
It didn't mean anything at all.
68,000 kilobytes maybe, which would be, what, 68 megabytes worth of power?
Sounds like 68,000 lies is what it sounds like. It just sounds like they're trying to get money out of our pockets. So,
built-in sound and stereo music synthesizer.
Yep.
If only they had music production software on this back then.
It would have been dope, man. They made a lot of dope beats, like you said before. There's a lot of dope beats on these games.
I forgot about this game too. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
That's the one game I don't have that I regret. I had Michael Jackson's Moonwalk for I had Michael Jackson's Moonwalker for a very long time, and someone stole it from me.
Damn.
That's the one game, and
That's how it goes, man.
people do not steal from me, and that is the one game that. And this is before he even passed away. Someone stole that game from me, and it broke my heart. I just wanted to see Michael Jackson turn into a robot one last time
1992.
before they stole my joint.
It's from 92, bro.
Look, proof of purchase on it and everything.
Jeez.
I'm gonna let you do the honors, fam.
Okay.
All right, how's this camera working? Are you gonna see him open this box?
Let's go.
I'm gonna let you do the honors.
Ooh. 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 Which way is right side
So-
up?
see,
This
so-
way is right
so-
side up. Look at this, y'all.
You get to relive this moment.
Let's go. It's Christmas, baby.
Imagine you opened it up and just dropped everything and broke it. That would be a classic camera moment right there.
Don't imagine that. Let's go. Ooh. Bruh.
Look, it has the original. All right, we'll just edit that out of the damn shot.
Plastic wrap everything, bro. Extend your warranty coverage for up to 3 years.
Show the people here. You think that still counts? If I could extend it from 92, how many years is that now? 28 years? About?
This is fly. Let's see what, look. You can send for a service protection plan. There's the address.
Yep.
I wonder what's there now. Issaquah, Washington. That's where Sega Joints was at.
That's a fake place, man. Them and their video games.
Bruh.
Fake as hell.
Yo, this is literally like vacuum sealed, and I'm gonna slice it like this. There we go.
Fake slice, fake slice.
Yeah.
Sega Genesis,
Let's
crispy,
go.
crispy as ever. Now, both cameras. There you go. Now show it to camera B right here.
Ooh.
Look at that Sega.
Ooh. Hold on, let's pull it back in the light real quick. Ooh. Okay.
Black systems matter, baby. Beautiful.
My dude with the okay. Let us go with the original 1992 twisty tie. Make sure you get that twisty tie that's rusted off a little bit.
Yep.
Dang. Yo, this is legit, baby.
Those buttons have never been pressed.
This is legit, baby. Watch this.
Let it be noted that that's the first time those buttons have ever felt human contact.
Oh my gosh.
The touch of a man.
3 buttons and a start. Oh my god.
That's all the Genesis had.
That's all they needed.
3
This
buttons.
does come with 2. Oh, this only comes with 1 controller. Does that mean
Well,
you got another one? You got.
good thing I got like
Let's go.
17 other controllers.
Let's
to
go.
play with.
Hold on. Let's see. Make sure you got the. We gotta make sure to get these 2. What is this? What is this little contraption?
That's the transformer. This is for those of you that don't know that are too young. This is if you only had UHF and VHF back in the day. You only had 2 screws in the back of your TV because you didn't have a coaxial output like this little bad boy right here. So you used to have to put these things on these screws, these little forks. You'd put them on the screws, and then this little dongleheimer would stick out of the back, and then you would screw the game into it.
Let's go.
That
And then
sounded a
you-
lot dirtier than it was supposed to.
Is it really Dongleheimer? Because I know Dongle.
This is not.
I don't know Heimer.
But yeah, we got that too.
Let's go. All right.
Looks like we have
Power
everything
cable.
we need to play.
Everything
so now
we need to play. Let's get to it.
we're
man.
gonna take a quick break, and Rich is gonna edit this to make it look cooler and flow seamlessly into the next scene. But the next time you guys see us, the system's gonna be hooked up and we're gonna be playing a game.
Let's go.
Rich, do your magic.
They made this where you cannot get this out
That thing tight. bro.
without you gotta rip it, bro. I don't want to rip the bag though. Hold up, I think I got it. Let's go. Squeeze it like a pop, like an ice pop. Boom.
There you go.
Let's go.
All right. So now what we're gonna do is put the Sega here.
Give me the untwisty
Controller
tie
here.
this.
Go ahead.
Ooh,
First time.
this is a special twist.
You know what? I think we're gonna hop into some Streets of Rage, and then I'm gonna have to take you into the future, fam, and show you where we started and where we've evolved to. So let's see. Streets of Rage. Everything is alphabetical order. If grade school taught me correct, it should be right over. All right.
There we go.
All right.
This beat 'em up was one of the highest rated games. Let's go.
Violence always sells, baby.
Chris, let me scoot a little bit.
Scoot back.
Well, it's not. I mean, a little bit to your right.
Hold on, you gotta turn this theme song up,
Gotcha.
dog. Let's go.
You know what? I'm going on the soundboard with
Go
this
ahead, go ahead. Bam. Well, you just gotta let this ride for a second, bro.
Hey, whoa, hey. You see, and like these beats were so memorable back in the day. They took time making these. Even though the stories were so corny and bad, but still the music,
Plus a free.
nostalgia sells. See how I just looked at the camera, right? And started sweating mad hard when Tony freestyle.
It's the bars.
Beauty right here.
I think I am gonna write on the course song with this record. Yeah. Just
Well,
put it out.
if he ever does put it out, you guys know that it happened here first, okay? This is the inspiration right here. Now you have to call that song Spittin Game. That's what you get.
Hey, I bet. That's actually all right. Let's go. Let's go.
Here we are. We'll go to options. You know, you always have to put the lives up.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Wait. Okay, background music. No, you gotta turn the background music up. Yeah, go back up. That sound.
Oh no, that was just to play the different songs.
Oh, that's who's.
Yeah.
You right. Okay, I'll put it back to because we don't want levels. Well, we only gonna play a couple levels.
Yeah. Go ahead, I'll let you get first pick.
It's usually her. It's usually Blaze because she the baddest. I know.
You know, it's crazy. You know, they made a new Streets of Rage. They made Streets of Rage 4 for the new systems that are hand drawn, and it's dope.
Yeah.
And you could unlock the original characters, like the sprites, like to make them look like that.
Wow.
You could unlock them, and they fight the same way they did here.
I bet.
We'll proceed, sir.
Yeah, you know what? Let me run with Blaze. Let's go.
I'm pick skate. I'm pick skate because representation matters.
Right,
That's
let me
why.
get these
Fight now.
punch, jump, kick.
Look at that. And you know what's dope about Streets of Rage? Besides the fact that we're playing it on a 75-inch 4K TV from Sony, please sponsor me. Look how dope this is. And one thing that stood out about Streets of Rage was the double combos that you could do, like we're playing 2 players.
Oh, I got a knee in
Like
the
look,
stomach.
go ahead. See? I could.
Yep.
Oh, damn.
No, you did it wrong. You're supposed to
beat
throw
her
me,
by
dog.
accident. Damn,
You're supposed to throw me. Like this. Hold up. Alright, it doesn't work on the villains, I guess.
Nope. Oh, damn, too small. Life with the shorty should have been.
And
so
like
hard.
A is like a special move, but if you hold away in A, it's a whole nother special move.
Yeah.
Let's go. Come this way. Yo.
And it took your energy. I don't know why you doing moves that to beat the other person always took your energy. Then you had to eat a pizza to replenish. I'm telling you right now that if you're ever fighting someone, the last thing you want to do is eat a pizza. It's gonna mess up your stomach. Then you're gonna end up getting beat up and shitting on yourself.
Hold up. I want to see if I can do what I used to do as a kid. Hold up.
Think about it, Star. You ever thought, right before you went to go fight someone, did you ever think, let me eat a pizza first?
No, not at all. And they got whole chicken bodies.
Yeah. These kids be eating roast beef over here right before they get into a scuffle.
Get out. Okay. Alright, I'm getting it back. Come here with the knife. Oh, I'm gonna throw a knife at this dude. Hold on.
You ever see how these people have fake ass names? Who would be a gangster and name himself R Signal? Like what does that even mean?
It's his jacket, because the yellow jackets are Y signal.
Wow. My boy just over here dropping knowledge.
Hey, let's go.
Embarrassing me on my own show.
Give me that pipe. Pause. Pause, please.
Boy said it with vigor too.
That was bad. Come here. Go ahead. Ready for you. I'm gonna throw this.
And that was a dope thing too, the option that they gave you with the weapons. Like you could just like
Yeah.
use it, or you could fling it at somebody and hit them right in the head. These games never get old.
Ever.
It's through these games how I learned how to fight my brothers and sisters. 'Cause if I didn't have the training from these games.
So, you see why I paused it here? This is what I used to do as a little kid.
Wow.
Let's get out. Let's get out. I was a dirty.
I was
little
almost gonna tell you to edit that out of the show, but I want you to leave it now. We've come a long way and we've grown since then. It's 2020. We no longer get horny by video games.
Oh, but when we was kids, bro.
I'm lying though. I still do.
That's funny. Look how she walk, bro. She got a stride.
Yo, like, one day we're gonna need to sit here and play the new one.
Let's go. So when we go in here, we fight Electra. Come on, Jack. This is Jack right here. Come here. Let's go. He coming back. Scoop.
You know what? Wait, yeah, I need
Get the
chicken.
turkey.
I need to eat that Publix chicken that they left for me under a wet floor sign.
Yay! Oh, need that knife. Let's
Man,
go.
you do that nice.
Let's go.
This is dope. Now we can just break a table for no reason in this nice establishment.
Right?
Go ahead. I'll leave you to it. You know what? I'll break the table.
Yeah, go ahead. Break the
chair.
table, man. Get the loot.
It's funny how you break a wooden table and there's a bag of money inside of it. Makes no sense.
Wait, what do we need money in this for in this game for anyway?
For nothing at all.
Like, you don't really get nothing. You can't buy nothing, right?
This game was made by a capitalist pig is what happened.
Oh, come on.
There's no reason for us to have money in this game. We're trying to save the people of the
Right.
city.
We disrupted the bad guys.
It's just a reward system, like, for us.
If anything, we're probably taking back the money that they stole.
That's exactly what's happening.
That's the only way to make it make sense.
Oh, no, this dude didn't. He finna get
Because if
special.
not, then we're just vigilantes robbing the drug
Yeah.
dealers.
Right?
Those good old 16-bit screams. That sound like nothing you would hear in real life.
Oh, my gosh.
Nerd!
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Nerd!
Oh, no. Oh, no. Are you, like, recording the screen, too?
Yep. We got
Sweet. Let's go.
the budget allows for 2 cameras, but 2 cameras only. With 3 cameras, we're going over the budget.
Wow, we stay on it like the whole game, man. You know this game take like 2 hours to win.
You know what? You need that apple. Go ahead. Oh
I
wow, son.
I told you, boy, lecture's on the way.
Yo, I just wanted to get a dirty gin and she whooped me right in the mouth for no reason.
Oh, my bad, bro.
Nah, go ahead.
I ain't mean it like that, dog. You know, forward, B, but you hold forward the second time is like another sort of thrusting move.
Yeah.
Of course you know that, man.
Little run move.
Yep. Come on. See, I'm trying to be swole like this guy right here. We don't need them turkeys yet. Sickest villain song, too.
Yep.
Hey, jump. Damn, why you jump? Woo-ee-ee.
Look, in the middle of me getting my ass whooped, I'm like, that turkey looked mighty fine.
Oh, no.
His name is Barbin.
Barbin. That's actually a dope name. I don't think
Barbin.
I've ever met a Barbin.
Barbin. Well,
That noise.
you just
right
got an
there.
extra life.
Oh, that's what the money gets, is extra lives.
The points and all that stuff, yeah.
So now we're gonna get the guys, the yellow signals on the motorcycles and stuff. Take that. I wanna go to the they don't let you skip levels in this on this system, huh?
If you put in the code, I think, if there was, no, you can't use a Game Genie on
I wanna get to that level where they in the theme park
this. That was a dope level.
and you get to fight that little monster that come out the wall with a net.
Yeah.
My bad. Alright, so yeah, you can flip on top. And let me see if I can throw you real quick.
You can. We were just doing it wrong the whole time.
So you basically you flip over them and then hit jump.
Yeah.
Cause actually I can grab one of these guys and throw them probably.
Yeah, you can. Just walk right up to him. When you walk up to the person,
Right, you
him.
grab them, but then you gotta flip over them and then hit either B or A. Get off that bike. My bad, dog. My bad, dog. Look at that apple.
Because remember, there's a bunch of stuff you can do. You can hold them and just like start kneeing them. Or you can do that. You know, I can flip over. Another thing that I was gonna get into is your music. I mean, this show, we're gonna try to talk the least about music on here, but like I said earlier, you were such a polished artist at such a young age already that I always saw your music being bigger. It's like you had music with a purpose and with a plan. Even when you were rapping, like no bars were wasted. Like your metaphors, your punchlines. I remember from back then.
Man.
And
it's fulfilling to hear this.
like I said, you know, you've seen the old footage that we pulled up. Like yo, the routines you guys used to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And me pulling up your music, it's funny because you know when you pull up somebody's music, it'll show you artists like them, or it'll try to link it to similar artists.
Yeah.
Your music gets pulled up with a lot of international artists. So it's dope to see that. Like I don't you know, you have different types of rap. You have like street rap, then you have like the fancy Don jewelry rap and stuff like that. And then you have what I consider like global music that can kind of be played anywhere, and I feel like that's the category you fall into. Like you have all around dope music, but your music is more global than anything, because even me playing it, like after that, like, you know, what we brought up earlier, like you get played with French artists, like African artists will get brought up after you. And you have the type of music that can be played and enjoyed anywhere. Because, you know, hip hop is always going to be like that. Hip hop is always going to be, no pun intended, the black sheep of the music genre. You know what I'm saying? So there's music genres that are safe to play everywhere.
Yeah.
And then hip hop is like, hey, turn that down, and no, don't play that here. You have the type of music where there's no forewarning. You could throw on his music anywhere and it can be played. He just has dope global music. But aside from the music part, well, correlating with the music, what would you say were some of the things that influence your music? 'Cause I hear a lot of video game references in your music.
Yeah.
I hear comic book references in your music, little lines about Venom in there. Even meme culture happened to find its way into your music. I don't know if that if that was your son at the end of the song when he's like, "Do you know the way?"
Yep.
That was your son.
Yep.
Well, for you
Uganda
memers out,
Knuckles.
for you memers out there who know about Uganda Knuckles,
You caught that.
yeah, that's somehow slipped into his music. But what would you say were some of the things that influenced your music?
Man, really, dude. Like, okay, I grew up in a really small town in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Like, really small town, and like there was no hip hop station. It was only top 40 in country.
Wow.
Like, that's it. So if we had hip hop on the radio, it was like Nelly, and it was like Ja Rule, when Ja Rule was like doing like the pop records, the huge records.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of rap music that they pumped into Martin, Tennessee, right? I didn't come up with like New York hip hop.
Okay.
Until I moved to Greensboro, North Carolina.
All right.
Greensboro, that was like hip hop. That's when they put me on the Pharoah Monch and Cannabis and like M and like early M, like Battle M, and stuff. But like my desire to do music really started with wanting to be an R&B singer. Really, like I wanted to be. I used to have this like daydream that I would become the 5th member of Drew Hill. Don't laugh. Never dig up my 7th grade yearbook because I asked my mom to dye my hair blonde so I could be like sister.
Yo, someone please dig up that
No.
7th grade yearbook now, please.
No.
We need that for research purposes.
Oh my gosh. But the thing is, she didn't know how to dye hair, so it was like orange and blonde splotches. Like the whole thing. Like,
damn,
it
so
was
she
bad.
gave him the Guy Fieri haircut.
yeah, it was bad, man. My barber, when I went to the barber afterwards, he laughed his ass off. Looking like, what the hell did you do to your hair? So anyways, I wanted to be an R&B singer, but like I started rapping in like 2nd grade. Like the words were always just kind of like fun to me. So and I noticed they can make people smile. Yeah. So like for show and tell, I would just like rap about the toy that I brought instead of talking about it, right? Yeah. And you know, it was always just kind of there. And I think really the inspiration in my music, man, for me, hip hop is about having fun. It's about having fun with genuinely who you are. Yeah. Like, what are your experiences? What are your thoughts? that's what hip hop is, when you can find an entertaining way to share your story in rhymes. And I think that's kind of what's led me true in my career, is that I'm not really trying to make rap music to put on a front or to make you believe I'm somebody I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, that's why you hear like the comic references, and like, I just like being silly. I'm a silly person. I'm a nice person. I can be a serious. I can be a deep person. All of that goes into the music that I'm writing, into the lyrics that I'm writing. But I'm not writing them from a perspective of trying to impress anybody. I'm writing it from a perspective of trying to entertain myself. When I'm writing this, does this line make me smile? If you ever sit in a room with me, let's say we put a beat on. I mean, this goes for any MC. You know, when you in the room with your homies and y'all are all writing bars, right? And you know, so everybody's quiet. As soon as you hear,
Yeah. Yep.
that's when you know.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, I try and do that bar for bar for bar. If I don't get that from each of my bars,
Yeah.
I keep chipping away until I got that. Then I move on to the next one. So I know it's a really roundabout way of like what inspires my music, but really just like wanting to entertain my own weird mind with stuff that makes me smile or react.
Which I feel is like what a lot of us do when it comes to hip hop. You know, you could probably relate to this, but where some of us are we're our own worst critic. At the end of the day, if
Absolutely.
we don't like the rhyme, like our homeboys could sit there and tell us for days, yo, that's dope, yo, that was fire. If we don't like it and we think it's trash, that's it. The whole thing is
100%.
trash. You know, and we're more so trying to impress ourselves first, and then hoping that everyone else outside of that will like it. You know,
100%.
because that's where the real validation comes from, when someone outside of you hears it and they think it's as dope as you thought,
think it is.
and that's the
Because
big
if you don't think
validation.
your rhyme is dope, you think everybody else is bullshitting you. When they say, yo, that's
Exactly.
hot,
You
be
think
like,
they're trying to make you feel good, like, yeah, yo, that's dope, yo, keep spitting.
Mhm.
Nah. Sometimes you have to be the one to tell yourself, nah, that was whack, I'm not gonna, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like some of you guys don't do that, but that's for another episode.
Uh-oh.
So, tell us about the origin of your name, because I always feel like this is another thing, and I've spoke on this before. At the end of the day, rappers, yeah, we're people, but we create a persona sometimes. Not so much as like a fake persona, but we sit there and think about, damn, what's a dope name? What relates to me? What's realistic to me? Let me not call myself Fire Spitter or something like that. We can't come up with something corny, but we do come up with our own version of a superhero name. So this is your origin story.
Yeah.
How did you come up with, because it was A-Star at first. When I first met him, it was A-Star. Probably for reasons that he's going to explain now, it changed to Alexander Star over time. But go ahead. How did you come up with your rap name?
I didn't come up with it. That's the thing.
Oh, wow.
So I'll go. So okay, I'm gonna be straight out with y'all. My name is Sam Alexander Caldwell. I probably should have done it this way because this screen. Sam Alexander Caldwell.
Very effective.
That's my government name. Put that shit on Wikipedia, please. But I grew up with all kind of. My first rap name was like Alizé. In like middle school, I didn't even know what Alizé was. I just heard the word and I was like,
Couldn't
yo,
even drink.
call me Alizé.
Yeah.
But then it became Samurai, right? When I became like a battle rapper, I was like Samurai. But then I moved to North Carolina, moved to Greensboro, and here's the story where Alexander Star came into play.
Okay.
Because I owe my name to somebody who hated me. It's actually, you know,
Take
it's true.
whoever you are.
So I'm new to the school. I'm on the basketball team. A good friend of mine who lives in the neighborhood next to mine, we're on the basketball team together, Andrew. And Andrew was a rapper.
Okay.
So we would just rap together. And he had a best friend named Jimmy. Jimmy hated me. Jimmy was one of those guys who they don't know you, but they immediately don't like you.
Yeah.
Probably because I became close with Andrew real quick and I was a new kid. So everything that he did that whole summer before school was to get under my skin. Like everything. And like the first day of school starts, we get assigned seats next to each other.
Wow.
Right? So we're in science class and he was just always like straight face, mean mug, just trying to be like, you know, get under my skin. And One day during a science test, like the whole class is quiet, and I'm sitting here taking my test, trying to be a good student, and he's just sitting next to me, just staring at me while I take my test. Silent classroom, and I'm just trying to ignore it, and then all of a sudden I'm like, yo, what are you looking at, bro? And he was like, nigga, I don't like you, but you're gonna be a star. One day you're gonna be famous. This coming from a guy who never had anything positive to say about me ever. He was just studying me, and he's like, you're a star. You're gonna be a star.
Yeah.
And then from that point on, that was like the icebreaker of us actually rapping together.
Wow.
And we took my name, my middle name, Alexander. He's made it Alexander Star. And they was like, well, what do you think about that? I'm like, yo, that's kind of dope. And I just kind of rolled with it from there. So it started off as Alexander Star.
Yeah.
And then people just call me Star for short, or like A Star. I think LaRon might have been one of the first few people to be like, yo, A Star.
Yeah.
And it just kind of became that, because Alexander, most people don't want to say, what do you want me to call you? Just call me Star, A Star.
Yeah.
I still like A Star. You can call me A Star now.
Yo, y'all have permission from him. You can still call him A Star. No legal trouble there. Jimmy, thumbs up to you, but also thumbs down for being a jerk at first. But
we became really close,
yeah.
and Jimmy was fire at bars, man. His rap name was What's a Name.
What's his name?
What's a name? WASSA name. Like, yo, what's a name? Like,
wow.
That was a dope ass name, and he was fire, dog. So I learned a lot from Jimmy.
That sounds like a very North Carolina rap name to have, but it works. Hey. So that's what I was explaining. All of us have our origin story, just like the same comic books we read and stuff like that. We either come up with our own names or our names are given to us. Like my rap name was given to me by my boy DeFame. And the funny thing is, DeFame doesn't know a lick of Spanish. He was just writing stuff on a paper to see what looked dope. My name, damn. I used to call myself King Midas, like super corny rap name. I didn't even know what I wanted to call myself. And then he was just writing stuff on a paper, just tagging it up to see how it looked. And then he wrote something and he showed it to me, and it said Tagano. And I'm like, that's dope. He had no idea what it meant. Tagano, but me being the only Spanish speaker out of like our friend, Tagano is Spanish for I beat you.
Ooh.
And I was like, wow. I was like, yo, do you even know what this means? And he's like, nah, that's a word. I'm like, yeah, it's two Spanish words put together. It's I beat you, Tagano. And I stood with that, which it fits with the whole motif of Tagano, I beat you, then no continues, and game over. So all these things, and now Spittin Game.
Fly, bro. I didn't know that about your name.
Yeah, everything's hip hop and video game related. They all correlate. It's always been a part, no matter what. Now, there's one thing that I wanted to talk to you about, which is funny. We were talking about hair earlier. Mm-hmm. So he used to have his dope ass cornrows. I had this spiky bush on top of my head, right? That like could kill animals on. Now, here's a funny thing. There's one specific barber, like how hip hop has like a specific barber, everybody goes to that barber. I feel like a lot of rappers knew about this one specific barber that we all used to go to. And you probably remember this or you don't. Do you know the barber me and you used to go to? Do you remember?
Oh my God, bro. How many?
There's a barber.
In Coral Springs?
It was on Pine Island. You're going to remember right now as soon as I say it. Remember Howard?
Oh, yeah.
Yo, we all used...
Shout out to Howard. Dog.
Howard was such a dope... Listen, I'll never wait until 3 a.m. in the morning to get a haircut. I used to wait that long. Messing with Howard, he would have one line of people, and it was like a who's who of rappers in Broward. I would see you there.
Bruh.
I would see Smoke there.
Yeah, Smoking Legs, like...
DeFame would be there. I would be there. And the funny thing is, at one point, he had set up a studio in the barbershop. And I'll be waiting there for so long to get a haircut that I'll just end up recording songs.
Dude.
And
you opening up file cabinets in my life. Like,
yo, that's one of the things I remember. Me and Stevie one time, we were sitting there and we were both talking about our music influences, and then I brought up Pun, and he's like, yeah, you remind me of Pun. And me and him, I don't know why this happened. and it was so weird, and I wish we would have had this recorded. I just started rapping the bars off Beware, and Stevie for some reason knew that whole song line for line, and me and him just rapped the whole both verses of Beware by Pun, and everybody just like they just stopped cutting hair, and everybody just sat there and just looked at us rapping that song.
That sounds
like
like
a
bruh.
perform. That's crazy, man.
That sounds like the golden days right there,
Yeah,
man.
and that's the thing with you know, with hip hop, and when you recognize real artists, the circle gets a lot smaller.
Yeah.
So you start running into each other at the same spots, or you always see each other at the same events, or you know somebody that knows that person. Like
Absolutely.
right now, our camera guy Rich, who is not really sitting behind his camera, but I'm acting like I'm pointing at him behind the camera. Rich right there. Him and Rich knew each other without me. Like they take me out of the equation. They already knew each other. And I already knew Star, but I also knew Rich. And now we're all sitting in the room together
Like,
recording this.
like years later, dude.
And then shout out to Butterverses, who's also going to be one of the guests on the show.
Yo,
He knows
hey,
Butterverses.
tell him I said what up when he gets here,
Oh,
man.
definitely. We're gonna play this back for you in the episode, Butter. So when we do this part, you're gonna have Star shouting you out.
Butter came up to me in Coral Square Mall with his Fresh Air Fun CD.
Fresh Air Fun.
And I still
Shout out to
his
D
CD.
Schwartz too. D
Yo.
Schwartz is dope. But see, he knows Butter without me introducing them and knowing each other. Rich knows Butter from a completely different episode on his own. So the circle gets smaller, okay? Now, there's one thing I'm gonna ask you. As far as weapons, like let's say a comic book weapon, right? Is there a weapon that you always wanted to see, or one weapon you always wish you had in real life? As far as like a comic book character.
What a question. Ooh, you should have given me that because it's an essay question, right? You should have told me this in advance. What weapon would I want? See, the thing about me is, like...
We do them on the fly here. No,
Yeah, no
it's a pop
doubt. No
quiz.
doubt. See,
Put you on the hot seat, baby.
so here's the thing. I wouldn't want to be a superhero that, like... It's going to sound weird, right?
Yeah.
I would want to be a diplomatic superhero.
A diplomatic.
Diplomat.
superhero.
So when somebody...
He's not talking about Dipset for you young dummies, okay? Diplomatic. He doesn't want to be a Dipset hero. He wants to be someone of class and stature.
So here's what I mean by that. When
Yeah.
when people ask like, yo, if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Yeah.
Like, I think of everything, but I'm like, yo, the one thing that I would want to be able to speak and understand every language known to man.
That would be a
So
dope.
no matter where you go, you can communicate. Imagine I just go sit down at the table with some Russians, or like they're at the table next to me, and then they say something to catch my ear, and I just just start speaking Russian to them, and they just look like, who the fuck is this brown guy who knows Russian? No matter where you go in the world, I could be okay. That would be my superpower. But if we talking about like weapons, I would have to reference like My Hero Academia, which you don't really be on,
Oh.
but that.
I know about it though. Are you talking about the arm cannon
No, not that.
that he has? No.
Nah. I'm not a like fire up people type of. I would just want like. It's tough, man. I would want incredible strength.
Yeah.
But I would never want to have to use it.
He's,
I might be lame, but that's the kind of person I am, man. Like,
listen, he can whoop you, but he doesn't want to have to whoop you.
Well, I
Okay,
don't
he'd
wanna
rather
have
talk
to
it out
whoop you.
first.
Exactly.
You know what? You're the United Nations. You're the superhero that the United Nations needs. All right. You speak every language, and you can come to violence, but you don't want to.
I
You
don't
want
want
to talk
to.
it out first.
Exactly.
But speaking of superhero weapons, I know you said you don't want to be the one to use weapons, but being
snap.
that we have all
Snap.
types.
Oh,
Have you ever held a
snap.
batarang in real life?
I have not. Are you getting my fingerprints on a crime weapon?
Maybe.
He set me
Maybe.
up right now.
Maybe.
Look at this. Oh, this is real too. This is sharp, dog.
Oh yeah.
This is sharp.
That thing
Okay.
here, displayed in the camera. Let them know, like,
How close can I get for it to be?
just letting you guys know, like, please never run up on my house, okay?
Yeah,
I'll never
no,
own
no.
a gun, but I have
No.
lots of batarangs, and you're not gonna be expecting this, and it's gonna hurt really bad.
This is fly.
Yeah.
You know what I want? I would want the laser eyes from X-Men.
Oh, Cyclops.
Yeah, I would want Cyclops laser eyes.
What-
But without the handicap of like having to keep the goggles on all day.
Yeah, he had them shades on at all
At
times.
all times, when he's sleeping in the shower, like
He looked pretentious. He looked like a jerk. Like he was just too cool to be anywhere. Like you ever had homeboy who would like walk into a dark ass club at night wearing shades? Like it makes him look like a jerk. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're performing or it's part of like your get up at that moment, there's no reason you should walk into a dark ass club wearing shades. It's gonna make you look stupid 99% of the time.
you know what
Unless you're Rick Ross. Rick Ross wears shades.
well, I used to think like that too.
And Music So
And I-
Child.
Oh, yeah, music did do that.
Yeah, he always wears shades.
But I think
He has a lazy eye.
in many cases it has to do with they probably so messed up they don't want nobody to see their eyes.
That too.
That's kind of what I saw as I spent more time in that environment.
But if
Like,
you're that messed up, the last thing you probably want to have on is shades because you can't
you
see
can't
anything.
see nothing.
in the club.
That's a good point.
You're really gonna be
That's a
busting your
great
ass.
point. Go in deep. Let's go. So
Yeah,
I have
so-
no idea what's about to happen with this
So
right
go
here.
ahead, just this,
Go ahead and
press
throw
this,
it on.
press that
Right.
button, and then you just.
So tell me what I'm about to experience right now.
Were you ever into Guitar Hero?
I have
Stuff
never
like
played
that.
Guitar Hero.
Me either, and I never wanted to.
Okay.
That's like the one guy I was like, hey, you know what? I'm like, y'all, this game is stupid as hell. I never want to play it. I'm like, cool concept, but it's not for me. But
Right.
So now imagine you're playing Guitar Hero, but instead of trying to hit the notes with a fake guitar or whatever, you're cutting through music notes with lightsabers.
Okay.
So that's
what this game
That's
is?
what you're gonna be doing, fam. So, go ahead.
Sign me up. Let's
So-
go.
so throw that on.
Holy smokes. All right. All right. Let's go.
All right, now
I can see myself.
you can. So there you go.
Let's go.
I'm gonna strap these glowing bad boys into your hands. I don't want to say what they look like. The audience can pretty much think of that themselves.
Small snow globes on a stick.
Small snow globes. Yes. Small snow globes.
So this is what I look
All right.
like to anybody watching right now. All right, let's go.
All right,
Shout
so
out
now
to KG.
you're gonna just hit the middle button.
So they got finger triggers like pew pew,
Yeah.
and they got top buttons. How many buttons we got? 1, 2.
Just like a regular PlayStation controller.
All right. So
All right. So,
wait.
Here.
It's been years since I did PlayStation controller. What's okay?
Nah, it's weird anyway because it's on this. Like it's not like a regular PlayStation.
But I can't braille the buttons. Which one is it? X square triangle?
You're not even
circle?
gonna be using those, so don't even
Oh,
worry
okay,
about
bet.
it. You're just gonna be
Ooh,
lightsabered up.
ooh.
Now, where's the actual?
Ooh. Are they gonna be able to see what I'm? It's on the screen, right?
Yeah, they're
Okay,
gonna be
cool.
able to see it.
So you see how? Okay, never mind. I'm being dumb right now.
Let me just.
This
look.
is the pointer
I'm
stick.
gonna-
This one ain't doing
I'm
that.
gonna adjust you. There you go. Look around. Look at your surroundings.
I see my footprints. Oh, okay. You can't trace
see-
my feet. Yo, this is
Now,
it's like a laser pointer that we
Yeah.
got banned from school for.
now you're gonna go ahead and continue.
When did this come out?
This, I think 2015, somewhere around there. Go to how to play.
Y'all don't. Where you see how to play that?
Right under solo. So.
Oh, there was something blocking it. So you know, for those of y'all who are just watching, every time it switches to another thing, the joystick vibrates to let you know that you locked in. This is fly.
Now you're gonna play tutorial, and then I'm gonna move the hell out of the way.
Don't cut the bombs. All right, cool. Click in the arrow direction and match the color.
Yes.
I hope this don't
Welcome
make
to
it.
Beat Saber.
Oh, you know what? They're actually in the wrong hand. Here we gotta flip hands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There you
This
go.
is fly.
All right, here you go.
Okay, so I don't need the rings on my. Do I need it around my wrist? Not right.
I'm just gonna hope that you don't fling it through my TV. So go
Alright,
ahead,
cool.
put them into
Yo,
those 2
this
rings
is
that are right there.
dope.
Look, you could cut the floor too.
Now cut the cubes in the
Do I have to
arrow
squeeze the
direction
trigger or no?
and
No.
match the color.
Literally, you just have lightsabers. You're just gonna be slicing.
Nice.
Ooh, let's go.
Slice it to the beat.
Wrong
No, in the
direction.
direction that the arrow's pointing. So if it's pointing down, you gotta slice it down.
Perfect. Wrong direction.
How is it the wrong direction?
Wrong direction.
Okay, I got it
Yeah.
now.
Excellent.
Alright, cool. This shit is fly. I'm going on beat. They slow.
Nice.
Let's go.
Wrong direction.
How was that the wrong direction? Am I tripping?
No. I think
Okay.
you're just doing it with so much swag and sass.
I think that's what.
Can't recognize
Cut
it.
in any direction. Wrong color.
It has to be blue. Yeah.
I'm getting too hype. I'm getting too hype, dog.
Well, I'm gonna have you back up a little bit so you don't punch through my
Now
TV.
cut or touch these bombs with your sabers. Lean left.
Yo, this shit is nuts.
Crouch.
Oh, I really gotta do all that? Okay. I know I was gonna use my knees.
Congratulations. You are ready
Let's
now.
go. That was
There's the training
tutorial.
session, so I'm gonna have you move back a little bit. Hold on, I'm gonna have you move back. There you go. Now look up to your left. Go to that arrow right there you see on the top left. Go to campaign.
This is
Now
flat.
go down to stage 3. So
Wait, where am I supposed to be looking? Stage.
right there, yeah. So now go
Oh,
on
go
the arrow
down,
bottom.
down, down.
Stage 3. There you go. I'm gonna start you off at stage 3 because 1 is too easy. I think you got it.
Okay.
Go ahead. Now go to play.
But it's so like when you got the helmet on, like this is like being on a super large screen. It's not like a screen like
yeah,
so
like
I have
you're in it.
to read everything. I literally it's like I'm looking at billboards,
Yeah.
yo. Like it's huge to me.
The dope thing is you can watch movies inside of here too.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's for another.
You know the funny thing is, growing up, our parents used to say don't sit too close to the TV, and this is like the exact incarnation of what they did now.
I'm wearing a TV on my face.
Yo. Exactly. All right.
All right. We spoke of powers already.
Mm.
All right.
Mm.
I don't know if you remember this bad boy right here. Watch, you guys, as I unravel it. Rich, I need you to make this look as dramatic as possible.
Slow mo.
Okay.
Slow mo.
We're gonna open this up right here.
Let's go. This dude got all
The power glove right here. All right.
Come on. Can I
Now,
try that
go
out?
ahead. No, this is the whole point. You're gonna put this on.
Ooh. Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Let's go.
All right. Star has the power glove on. Now, you're wearing this for a reason.
All right.
If you had the power to change anything in this world at this moment right now, what would you change? Let's say this glove really did work. Because it didn't, Nintendo. It never worked from day one. But let's say this worked and you had the power to change anything with this glove. What would you change?
Man, you be asking these philosophical questions, bruh, and this question carries a lot of weight.
He thought it was all going to be like 8-bit
This
video
question
games.
carries a lot of weight. What would I change?
What would you change?
My mindset when I was younger. Does that count? Is that too like personal?
I mean, you have the power to change anything. So now you're time traveling also and changing your whole fate. But yes, that's the whole point of this glove. So you can do whatever you want as long as you have the glove on though.
Okay. Damn, I don't want it to be like, I feel like it's lame if I focus on myself though.
You never know.
Okay.
Focusing on yourself, you can
I
change
got
a
it.
lot of different things in the world.
I got it. I think I got it. I would dial back the technological advances that cause all this pollution because I want to know what earth-grown fruit and food tastes like without all this shit in the air.
It's
Right?
true.
Like if you could go back to the world before people, what did an apple taste like? Before there was any pollution in the air.
Wow.
What did honey taste like before all this stuff floating around that we created? Does that make sense?
Before people started capturing bees on purpose and stressing them out and forcing them to make honey against their will. Imagine if you could produce something out of your body as a human. We kind of can, but I'm not going to get into that. It's a kid's show. But imagine if someone put you in a room and forced you to produce that all day. Would you like that? How do you think the bees feel, fam? Think about the bees that make our delicious Haagen-Dazs that we eat and Ben and Jerry's. Oh, man. What?
That would be it. I mean, I think that,
I thought I was going deep on you. You went deep on me, and now I'm kind of sad about a lot of things. I'll never know what an apple tastes like.
like what it was actually designed to
The
taste
original apple is probably so delicious.
Yo.
Some apples I'd be biting into taste like cardboard and tears. I don't like it. Oh, man. All right.
Or even water, right? Like, what did water taste like before anything? Because everything is recycled, right?
Yeah.
So we're drinking, like, multiple recycled
You know what?
water, right?
That's something I can speak on from experience. Back in my old days in the projects, the way we used to drink water, I never had water in a plastic bottle. I used to open up the faucet, put my mouth under the faucet and drink the water, and magically I didn't die. But then I noticed when I tried to do that over here in Florida, I tasted a lot of swamp water. I taste alligator sweat in my faucet water, which I don't like. It forced me then
alligator sweat
to drink. It forced me to drink bottled water after that. But that's
Bruh.
it's so. I never thought of that. I never thought of how fruits and vegetables originally tasted. While we're in there, you remember? You know this fact? Carrots used to be purple. Before we came in and messed things up with our
I believe it.
heathen yet, but yes, for those of you that don't know, look it up. Carrots started out as purple. They were purple
But then
carrots.
how do you remove melanin from a, you know what?
Evolution. They raped the carrot's ancestors, and over time, their color changed. Jesus. Stop tampering. Stop tampering with nature.
Damn.
All right, man. Now it's the part where you give the glove back. Too much
I don't know.
power. What do they say? A power corrupts absolute. What's the saying?
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Absolute power corrupts absolute. That's right.
So, yo, I can see you just walking around with this on. Like, yo, what'd you say?
Yo, you know how scared someone would be if you punched them with a power glove?
Yo.
They wouldn't know what to do.
Now I'm just looking at these. This is, y'all see that? Y'all can't zoom on that. This is, so you would like literally look at the screen while doing this? Like, how does that work?
So these things right here in the front were sensors, and there's sensors that you would put around the TV, and it would pick that up. Some of these buttons would actually program the buttons that you would use, but most games they were supposed to be able to be used by just finger motion and moving your hand.
What you say? It ain't really.
What
year did they come out with this?
This was, I want to say, 87.
Okay, Rich, you see this part right here? I want you to pause this part of the interview and zoom in on my face. This is a man who has absolutely no clue what he is talking about. So in order to not look like a fraud, I just completely make up a date, not knowing when this damn Power Glove came out. Now please fact check me right on the bottom. Thank you. Return to the video.
This is
You
ahead
can
of
fact
the
check
game,
me.
bro.
You can make me look like a fraud and like a complete idiot if it's not 87.
Bro.
But I know it's around somewhere around that time.
Yo, this is like way ahead of the curve, bro.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'll give you your absolute power back.
Which, once again, it was Nintendo being ahead of their time, you know? This is a motion controller
Wow.
before they had the technology to fully, you know.
I don't think anywhere in my life would I experience wearing a power glove other than with this gentleman right here.
Now we do full transparency here. I always say there's two sides, right? And it's always been like this when it comes to superheroes. You either grew up a Marvel person or a DC person. We grew up with both in my household, but the line was very clear where we stood at, okay?
Interesting. I think you already know me, man. I'm biracial, bro. I can't be on one side of the line. That's just kind of my nature, bro.
Now, all right, now I'll do this to you. Now, if you were to think of the top of your head, what are some of your favorite superheroes? Who do you automatically think of?
Ooh. Off the top of my head, my favorite superhero might have been Gambit. It's because I thought he was really fly.
Gambit was from the South, too. Gambit came from the same place as Lil Wayne. He's a Cajun.
That's a fly character. Like, think about it. Like, he's kind of fly.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's so many characters here. Like my head is
Yes,
spinning.
please.
Let me,
if
know
you need
what?
to look around,
Yeah, I need
let's
a
use
reference,
this,
bro.
See, these are the set props.
Whoops, what I knocked down?
Well, whatever you knock, don't
That was
worry.
a popper stopper.
Yeah.
Okay. Dang, these are my dudes right here. But they're not. Do they count as superheroes?
Well, Ninja Turtles started out as a comic book, yeah.
Yeah.
Ninja
Donatello was my favorite though.
Ninja Turtles started out as a comic book that was influenced by Daredevil. They got the idea from the Ninja Turtles from Daredevil.
Okay. Yeah, Donatello was my favorite turtle because
Yep.
he was the thinker.
Yeah. Everybody had a favorite turtle too.
And it actually might have been Michelangelo too because he was a fool.
And don't think we forgot. I know some girls that said they used to have crushes on the Ninja Turtles, and that's kind of weird now that you think about it. But I'll let you slide because we were young.
I ain't know any girls. Like
But I ain't forget.
See, you got Mega Man over here, the mini evolutions.
Yep.
Jeez.
Got the whole Spider-Man side
Yup.
right here, and you got everybody jumping him right here.
Oh, so you got this whole thing set up. Okay.
Oh yeah, this was very well thought out and planned.
Have you done a close up of all this and then told them like what you have happening right here?
Yeah, Rich did a close up. It's very beautiful. Brought tears to my eyes.
I like that guy right there too.
Got Beast.
Yes. I like Beast because he's an intellect as well. I don't know
Yeah.
why I'm just like the intellect side of it
Yeah, well,
is like big for me.
It shows even in the people that you keep selecting.
Yeah.
Beast is very, very smart man by the name of Hank McCoy, who has a very unfortunate mutation. It's basically the same mutation I have as a Puerto Rican. Like I'm very hairy. I don't love it, but I have to live with it every day. So that's the same mutation that Beast has, but his hair grows blue.
I actually really like Vegeta too.
Yeah, Vegeta's dope. Do I have? No, I don't have a Vegeta figure, but I have Dragon Balls on there.
Right. I like Vegeta because he's just so cocky, right? Like
Yeah.
just unrelenting, cocky. Like
Yeah.
F that. Let's go.
Yeah, Vegeta's all about his race and his planet.
And yeah, I mean, I don't know how many more I can give,
But
but
what he just unknowingly did, though, is that he admitted to being a Marvel fan all the way because almost everyone
Oh
he
my
named,
gosh. All right,
with
fair
the
enough.
exception of the Ninja Turtles, everyone he named was from Marvel.
fair enough. Then, all right, yeah. There we go.
Which will throw us into our next little category here. I'm going to throw out some rapper names to you,
Okay.
and I want you to compare them to what superhero they would be.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This gonna be tough.
You know, let's put like a little timer on here. Let's give him 30 seconds to think real quick. 'Cause now he's going to have to gather up a bunch of superheroes in his mind.
Which is tough because I'm scatterbrained.
Yeah, so, but we're going to try this, though. We're going to try. You know what? To make it easy, I'm just going to name 5 rappers.
Okay.
They can either be a superhero or villain, however you want to do it. All right, so I'm just going to throw them out there, and then we're going to go from there.
Okay.
All right, let's start off easy. Rick Ross.
How is that easy?
Who would Rick Ross be if he was a villain or a superhero?
Bebop.
Bebop. Oh, yo, Bebop wears shades too. All right, just like Rick Ross. All right, Nas.
Help me match the characteristics. Let's work this thing out. If Nas were a superhero.
If Nas were a superhero, I mean Nas is intellectual.
Because here go the intellect.
Yep.
Damn, would it name all the intellectual superheroes?
There's a lot. There's Mr. Fantastic. Spider-Man is an intellectual superhero, even though they don't show it too much in the movies. Marvel, stop playing around with me. Get up on that. You have Beast. You have Professor X.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I mean, they kind of showed a little glimpse of this in the movie, but your boy Black Panther, King T'Challa, very intellectual.
I think that probably would be it.
Black Panther?
He's able-bodied and like a gentleman. Nas is that gentleman rapper, right?
Yeah.
Like wise but still a ruler.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Lupe Fiasco.
Golly, okay, he would have to be. He's a samurai, right? So.
Yep, he is.
He's a samurai, so. Damn. I don't know if this is necessarily a superhero, but what immediately came to my mind is the game's potential stealth assassin.
You know what? That one. All right, so we did it right here. It's usually supposed to be comic book characters, but
I threw the curveball. Let's go.
He just threw it in there. So now the lane is open. It could either be a comic book character or a video game character.
Okay, dang, I
But
busted open. All right, cool.
Nah, that was a dope one though. I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah.
Okay, Queen Latifah.
Ooh. I think she's her own superhero. She's super dope as a person.
She used to dress like a superhero with them crazy ass get-ups she used to wear in her videos.
Yo.
I used to have a crush on Queen Latifah too.
For real?
That's an exclusive for this show.
Hey.
I've never told anyone I had a crush on Queen Latifah.
Let's go.
She's taller than me too.
For real?
Yeah, she's taller than me. I mean, I'm not that tall to begin with, but anybody can be taller than me. As long as you're over 5'5", you're taller than me.
You ain't 5'5".
My mom is taller than me. Nah, I'm not 5'5".
Okay, I was about to say, I mean, he's exaggerating. Damn, Queen Latifah.
5'6.5".
Where there's... You gotta help me with this one.
You know what? Queen Latifah, damn. If I would compare, I would compare Queen Latifah to Storm. If
Okay,
anybody.
fair enough. Yeah,
You know, Queen Latifah was very. I remember she used to come out with the big African pendant
absolutely.
in her videos and stuff like that. She was
Absolutely,
very
that's a good one.
cultural. She used to represent, and you know, she's a queen. Aurora Monroe, Storm, she ended up marrying later on in the comic books the Black Panther. She became the queen of Wakanda,
For real?
which, if had he not passed away, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. Marvel just got the rights back to X-Men. We probably would have ended up seeing that happening
See.
somewhere down the movies.
I
down
did
the line.
not know that, bro.
Yeah, they end up getting married later on, and she becomes queen.
Bag Storm.
He bagged Storm. I mean, who else was
That's
gonna
bad.
do it? The only other person I could think about is your boy Wolverine. He had some time
Nah.
with Storm. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
But everybody knows. I mean, she was with Wolverine for a little bit, but you know, Wolverine's not for a long time. He's for a fun time, baby. You know what I'm talking about.
And now we circle back to weapons. I would like to have Storm powers.
Storm did have powers.
I
We
would-
need Storm's powers in Florida. These damn hurricanes and rain
Right,
all
blow
the
it
damn
back.
time.
Calm it down.
So
Then we got one more. That was 4.
that was four. That was
Yeah.
4. Now we're definitely getting to the 5th one. The 5th one, I would say, like, you know what? Let's throw one people wouldn't be expecting out there. Let's see. You know what? For the 5th one, we'll throw it over to our cameraman, Rich. Rich, I need you to throw me a name for this 5th rapper.
Oh, man.
Throw out someone weird,
Somebody weird? Oh,
so that we wouldn't be expecting.
somebody that you would not be expecting.
We need a 5th rapper.
I am gonna go with. My mind says go with DMX, but
Oof. Like, I got one for DMX. I already know.
You know what? He said DMX.
DMX.
That's what you get for speaking out loud. You already said DMX. That's
No.
what we got to go with.
DMX would be
DMX?
Shredder all day.
Oh, you
The
know what?
voice,
Yeah,
the
yeah. I could see that happening. And I guess, damn, who would the Ninja Turtles be? I guess the 4 Ninja Turtles would just all be Ja Rule then. I guess that's the only way we could go with it. Yeah. It would have
That's
it would
funny.
be Ja Rule and Benzine on there. All right.
Oh my
Anyways,
god. That was
Alright.
fun though, bro. You like stretching my brain, bro. Like
I'm trying. I said
Please, thank
we're
you.
here. This is very hip hop influenced, but we're trying to keep it as non-hip hop as we can. We're on the nerd side of things.
personally, I would have gone with Magneto for Nas.
Oh,
okay,
Magneto
fair
Finesse.
enough. He was an intellect as well.
Yeah, he was.
Exactly.
He was,
Good
and he was a
point.
leader.
And it's magnetic.
Yep. Which, by the way, for those of you guys that don't know, maybe you know this, maybe you don't. Do you know who were the influences for Magneto and Professor X?
I do not.
Well, let me learn you something right
Yes,
now.
please.
Magneto and Professor X were influenced by Malcolm X and Martin Luther King.
Really?
Yes, that's really where they got the influence for Magneto and Professor X. So now that you think about it,
Interesting.
Professor X is supposed to be Martin Luther King. He
Mhm.
wants peace
Peace.
between him and the people. The people are racist against the mutants. They're prejudiced because they don't understand mutants. And they don't want them to be
Damn,
part of-
It's so obvious now that you say it.
And he wants to integrate and he wants all of us to get along. Magneto is Malcolm X, and by any means necessary.
Yeah,
If they're not with us, we don't care. We're stronger than them anyway. We can take them out.
yeah.
Like we don't have to ride with them. We're our own race of people. We're strong. We have our own culture and heritage. We don't need them to accept us.
Yeah.
And
Damn,
that's
I
where they got the
didn't know
influence
that,
from.
bro.
And X-Men were created in the 60s when, you know, during the civil rights movement when all of that was going on. And there was a lot of prejudice going on. Wow, why is my phone ringing? And I specifically said for everyone to silence their phones, and I'm the one who
Hey,
did
bro,
it.
you got your phone on vibrate? Yeah, man, I did.
Damn,
Yeah.
son.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, don't edit that out either. Show everyone that I'm a fucker. Anyways, so that's where they got the influence from for both of these guys, from Professor X and Martin Luther King.
That makes a
Now,
whole lot of sense.
let me
bro.
go ahead and grab this remote because if not, the lights are going to be going crazy in the room.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, cool.
We're back on. Now, the next segment right here, right? It's called. Hold on, we'll set this up for the guy right here. This is the segment I like to call the shameless plug. There you go. So hold that plug. This is the shameless plug. This is your opportunity. I know you have a lot of stuff that you're working on.
Yeah.
You just dropped a song. On top of that, he has a dope ass song he did for Extreme Action Park, which if you live in Florida, you would know what Extreme Action Park is.
Yeah.
He made a song called Let's Play. He did a dope ass video in there where they gave him like full reign over all the
whole
games,
park.
go-karts,
Let's go.
skating rink.
You should have seen the cameraman strapped to the back of the go-kart.
I saw that because at one point you guys crashed into him in a go-kart and I saw the camera
Yep,
shake.
you saw that,
I
yes!
beeped it.
Yes.
Beeped it. Yeah.
Yes.
But I knew, I was like, wow, I'm like, that's funny because they're getting him driving, but they're getting him driving from the front, like he was facing the camera. I'm like, the only way you can get that is if you were driving yourself and recording at the same time. And then my mind started spinning and I'm like, someone has to be strapped on the back of one of these go-karts. And you just confirmed it.
Bro.
Wow.
It was so much fun.
You know what? I would have done that job. I would have strapped myself to the back of a go-kart. I don't care if it would have dragged my legs the whole time and messed me up. I would have done it for the sake of getting a good shot. You know, you get a little weird sometimes. We've done some things. Anyways,
Shameless plug.
this is the shameless plug right here. Of course, you have music that you're working on. You're always working on something. You've been working on music since I met you, and you've always been dropping projects since the MySpace days. We go as far back as MySpace.
Yeah.
Of course, we met in person. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But he used to have music up on MySpace. I had music up on MySpace. That's when you would premiere it back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Be cool. Have
Free agents, baby.
your own song playing on there.
Mm-hmm.
But you have the shameless plug right now. Talk about whatever you want. Let them know
Appreciate
what
that,
projects
man.
you have going on.
Appreciate that, bro. So this is my shameless plug, Alexander Starr. I just dropped 2 records. One is called I'm a Mess, because I'm a mess.
Dope
And
song.
the other is called VSOP, Let It Breathe. Now, if you know about VSOP, it's very superior old pale. It's brandy, right? It's
Yeah.
just, and most people don't know this about like brandy and cognac. You're supposed to let it breathe when you pour it. So let's say, for instance, it's a 12 years, it's aged 12 years, right? And it's
Yeah.
just like connoisseur type shit that nobody really cares about. But I do, because it's whatever. If it's 12 years old, you let it breathe for 30 seconds per year aged. So if you're drinking a 12-year-old brandy, you let it, you swirl it around for like
Yeah.
6 minutes
Oh,
before
wow.
you take the first sip, because
Mhm.
it needs to aerate before its full flavor comes out.
Wow.
Nobody knows and nobody cares, but that's the song title.
Yeah.
But the song is really a metaphor for how you make your best decisions when you like let it breathe.
Okay. That's very dope. And that's one thing that I like, because the new age, they seem to make songs where the title has nothing to do with the song. They'll make a song called like, I don't know, Cracker Jack. You know what I'm saying? And the whole time in the song, they're talking about stacking money, and I don't know how
They
that
don't
has to do
say
with.
the word Cracker Jack in like the
They
whole
never
song.
say the word
Yeah.
Cracker Jack in the hook. It has nothing to do with caramelized popcorn. It's just drugs the
No
whole
prize,
way.
no
Yeah.
nothing.
No prize. But that's dope. See, I'm teaching you stuff, but you're teaching me stuff too, because I never knew you had to do that. Being that I'm not a big drinker, you know, usually I don't swirl my soda or my Pepsi for that long, because then that's the opposite of what you want to do with the Pepsi. You have to drink it as fast as you can, because you don't want to let it aerate, because then all the bubbles leave. And you're just basically drinking black water. But that's dope. Now I'm always going to think that, even though I don't really drink like that. But if I ever do happen to mix some brandy into my next milkshake, I'm going to let that brandy breathe
Well,
first.
you can't mix it. That's the whole thing. You gotta keep it like I don't mix my drinks. You drink it neat. You drink
Oh,
it
that's right.
just straight, no ice, just room temperature.
Yeah.
I literally say this in the song.
Yeah.
Room temperature, straight neat, like boom. Just
Are,
like
are
that.
you a fancy ice cube guy? Because some people, drinkers and people who make
Like,
cocktails,
have
they
the
have
circular ice cube or
Yes.
no, not really, because I don't do ice. I do everything room temperature.
just room temperature, boom, knock it
Yeah.
out just like that.
Yep,
It's the best way to drink things is room temperature.
sip slow.
Once again, except for soda and milkshakes.
Yeah.
You don't want a room temperature milkshake. That's diarrhea waiting to happen.
So yeah, shameless plug. I'm a Mess in VSOP. They're out right now, but VSOP is actually a teaser for my album that's coming out. It's called 5 Star General, and at least right now it's called 5 Star General. I just got the masters back.
Okay.
It's all produced by QST Music Group, Stephen Q, Nick Steele, and Tag, Grammy-winning multi-platinum production team, did my whole album.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just, you say I've been dropping music like consistently throughout the years. I've released maybe like 2% of what I've actually recorded.
Yeah.
People have no idea. You know what I do. People don't know what I do because I haven't shared what I do. This is me sharing what I do. I'm excited about this.
I'm excited. I mean, like I said, I've seen different stages of Star. I've seen fresh from North Carolina Star wearing the jersey with the cornrows. I've seen Star after that when he evolved. I've seen Star go from the free agents to going solo. And I've seen your music change over time and mature with you, you know, because, and this is something that you guys desperately need to learn. As you grow, your music should grow with you. You shouldn't be talking about the same things at 40 years old that you're talking about as an 18-year-old. You're no longer in the same life bracket. You don't have the same problems. So your music should mature with you. And I've seen your music mature over time. So that's one thing I'm glad I was able to witness myself, you know. And that was our shameless plug. Make sure you guys stream it, listen to it when it drops. And what's the date on that?
We haven't set the date yet. The date is, when you follow me at Mr. Alexander Star, I'll tell you the date. That's the date.
That's right.
But it's probably within like a month.
Keep shameless plugging, you know what I'm saying? Throw your
plug.
Instagram out there, your Facebook.
All of the above. Mr. M.R. Alexander Star.
Mr. Alexander Star.
Mr. Alexander Star. That's me on all social media. So trust me. And then even when this album comes out, I still got singles outside of the album that I'm about to be just dropping. We done so much music, and I'm not gonna like keep it to myself anymore, man.
Yeah, because you've done like theme songs for like other countries and for special occasions. Like you've made like these big songs for like you did one for you were in Africa. You did something for them, right?
Rwanda, yeah.
Rwanda.
Yeah.
Very dope movie, by the way, Hotel Rwanda. That's
Which,
what I always think
if you
about.
go there, they say that movie's not true.
Really? Wow.
Just saying. Talk to a Rwandan about the movie, and they'll tell you.
My whole life was a lie. Damn you, Don Cheeto. Don Cheeto, what have you done? But yeah, man, you've done so much music, and you've done, you know, like I said before, you make global music, and you've done big songs for all these other places, whether it's Extreme Action Park, whether it's Rwanda, whether it's you shooting music videos in places I can't get a passport to, you know, and that's one thing I've always admired and respected about you, and it's been that way. Before he was traveling, his music was already traveling that far, but then he took himself there physically over time, so...
Amen.
Just to add on to the shameless plug.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the shameless plug. I think it's a great concept too. This is funny, bro.
Give me back that shameless plug. I
Hey.
want you talking about your project. No, I'm playing. All right, so now we have another segment here that's dedicated to a fallen rapper. So this is a way for me to always make hip hop a part of this show because, of course, this is hip hop and video games. It's Spittin Game. Follow, subscribe, all that stuff. All right, so this next segment is called Drop a Gem on Them.
Okay.
After a famous song, boy, Mobb Deep, Prodigy, rest in peace. So, you know what? Here, I'll let you do this. Hold on here. All right, go ahead.
Let's open it up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh.
Hey.
Ooh.
So you can grab any one of these,
Okay.
and I want you to give some advice or something deep to the people that are looking through that little camera right there. You guys.
Okay.
This is like, you remember in like the old 80s cartoons, you could do the PSA. Remember you said something very special at the end of the cartoon for like the young kids? Like, yo, don't share needles and stuff like that. Like, if you're going to shoot up, use your own needle. Always. Nah. I'm the bad example for that. But the old 80s PSAs where they'd be like, don't do drugs, you're going to go straight to hell. So,
Right.
now's your chance to tell kids how they can avoid going to hell or something like that, similar, or
I mean,
something that you wish someone would have told you at a younger age. So here's your PSA, Alexander Star.
Something that
Go
I
ahead.
wish people would have told me at a younger age. Hold on, let me just power up.
Hey, oh, that boy powered up with it.
Bro, this-
Rich, right here, I need you to pause that part, and I need you to see him glowing and powering up. Okay, please do that. My budget only affords like $300 worth of special effects over the episodes, so I think I'm down to like 40 now.
Yo, this is really solid,
So-
bro. This is heavy. This is like a real gem, bro.
No,
like,
it's a real gem. It's actually a rupee from Legend of Zelda.
dude, this is dope.
But
You got all the coolest stuff,
I
man.
try.
Okay, so something I wish somebody would have told me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard not to go into cliches, but they be so real. They be so real, bro. Like, if I could talk to the younger me, I would really say, like, really pay attention to how you're spending your time, what you're spending your time doing, because everybody in the world gets 24 hours in a day. How are you using each of your hours? You budget off a certain amount for sleep, your awake time, what are you doing with it? Because if you really don't pay attention to it, like, you're going to start seeing yourself falling behind, man. That's kind of like, regardless of what you see, like, I
Yeah.
feel like I'm so far behind where I'm supposed to be, because as a younger person, like, I didn't really study how to win at what I'm doing.
Okay.
I did what I do at a high level artistically, but not businesstically.
Businesstically, he didn't do it.
I didn't do what I was supposed to be doing back then, and that's really why the free agents didn't work out. Because artistically, we were top. Businesstically, we didn't invest any time into like really learning what makes someone successful in this industry. We just thought we were gonna be dope, and we would get discovered, and like, you know, that's a story for everybody. But like, it doesn't happen that way unless you sell your soul, and you know.
Don't do it. Don't you dare.
And now you don't have to, because you could be your own label.
Yeah.
You can win independently, but you can't win if you're not educated on the business side of how to win. Everybody wants to get money. How do you get money? Through business, right?
Yeah.
If you're just an artist and you're not a business, you're not gonna get money.
Sure.
So I would just say, man, for anybody who really wants to be successful in life and just do what you want to do, like, figure out how to make money at what you're doing while you're continuing to like do what you love.
Yeah.
Don't just do what you love and like worry about the business side later. Learn the business while you're doing what you love. That's how you win.
Learn the business.
Spittin Game is sponsored in part by Unique Cuts, located in Margate, Florida. Trades Customs, located in North Lauderdale, Florida.